The 2010s were packed with memorable NBA moments. When you look back, it's hard to fathom how they all happened in just one decade. The LeBron James-led Heatles, Dirk Nowitzki's 2011 run for the ages, Linsanity, the San Antonio Spurs revenge tour, the Golden State Warriors half-decade dynasty, LeBron ending the Cleveland Cavaliers championship drought, Kawhi Leonard and Lowry doing the same for the Toronto Raptors, and more have all happened since 2010. All of them are key moments NBA fans and analysts seem to gravitate toward. Oftentimes, though, a less-heralded domino fell and led to them. This is an ode to the moments that led to the moments. Hey guys, welcome back to your favorite NBA channel, Swish. In this video, we're looking at 5 NBA moments that are otherwise underappreciated despite being crucial to the ones that garner more attention. So let's get right into it. Sasha Vujacic seals the 2010 Finals. When most people talk about the Los Angeles Lakers' 2010 Finals victory over the Boston Celtics, they rightfully focus on Kobe Bryant's will to win and ability to contribute despite an off-shooting night. In Game 7, Kobe went 6 of 24 from the field, but he grabbed 15 rebounds and dished a critical assist to Meta World Peace that put LA up 79-73 with just over a minute left in the fourth quarter. As World Peace said in the post-game press conference, "And he passed me the ball. He never passes me the ball. And he passed me the ball. Kobe passed me the ball. And I shot a 3. And Phil didn't want me to shoot the 3. I heard him. Because he's the Zen master, so he can speak to you he can speak to you, and he don't need a microphone. You can hear him, in your head. Ron, don't shoot, I said. Whatever, pow, 3. But again, that memorable moment happened with 1 minute 1 second left on the clock, and the Celtics hit 2 threes of their own after that. Ray Allen almost immediately answered world pieces, then Rajon Rondo canned one with under 20 seconds to go. The game ultimately came down to Sasha Vujacic. Yes, Sasha Vujacic. With 11.7 seconds left, Allen fouled Vujacic, with the Lakers up 81-79. If he'd missed both free throws, the Celtics would have had plenty of time to tie or take the lead. Even if he'd made 1 of 2, another 3 from Boston would have sent the game to overtime. But Vujacic warded off both potential scenarios by calmly sinking both freebies and icing the game. He played a total of 4 minutes 41 seconds in that contest. He went 0 of 2 from the field, but managed to sink his only 2 free throws without the benefit of the game getting him in rhythm, and with the weight of a Finals Game 7 bearing down on him. Warriors waive Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin appeared in 29 games for the 2010-11 Golden State Warriors, who finished that season at 36-46 under head coach Keith Smart. He was second to Stephen Curry among Warriors in box plus-minus that season. Sure, it was in a limited sample, but any rookie, especially an undrafted rookie, being positive in that metric is rare. Despite the promising signs, including 18.0 points, 5.8 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and 2.1 steals per game in the G League that season, Lin didn't log a single minute with Golden State in 2011-12. In fact, the Warriors released him in December 2011. 3 days later, Lin signed with the Houston Rockets, who also opted not to play the guard. On December 27th, the New York Knicks swooped in. The rest is, as they say, Linsanity. After playing sparingly for just over a month, Lin was suddenly thrust into a prominent role on February 4th, 2012. Over the next 10 games, he averaged 24.6 points, 9.2 assists, 4.1 rebounds, and 2.4 steals in the run-and-gun style of head coach Mike D'Antoni. Shortly after a 38-point performance from Lin in a win over the Lakers, Knicks superfan Spike Lee texted the Warriors' new head coach, Mark Jackson. "I got a text message from Spike Lee in the morning," Jackson said. "I had nothing to do with Jeremy Lin. I never saw him do a layup. So for the people, stop asking me. He never practiced for us, so leave me out of it." Whoever made the call to keep Lin out of the rotation in 2011-12 and eventually cut him probably deserves more from the Knicks than a text from Spike. Perhaps a bouquet, some chocolates, or a thank you card would do. New York's NBA fans haven't had a ton to cheer about over the last 20 years, but Linsanity was a bright spot for the entire league, and the point guard at the center of it wouldn't have been able to capture the world's imagination from Madison Square Garden without the Warriors letting him go. 2015 Warriors doubters. After the Golden State Warriors won the title in 2015, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and the rest of that jump shooting team should have disproved the jump shooting teams can't win in the playoffs theory. Desire, hard work, and talent make a championship, Marcus Wu wrote for Slate in June 2015. But you need luck too, and the Warriors enjoyed lots of it this year, avoiding major injuries, facing depleted teams in the playoffs, and not having to play the Clippers or the Spurs, two of the few teams that could have given Warriors big problems. Skip Bayless, then of ESPN, shared a similar sentiment. I love Steph, but GST had a fortuitous run to the title. Avoided OKC, Clips, Spurs, and 4 straight injured starting PGs. Needs to validate next year. After responding, "Love you too, Skip," Curry did indeed validate 2014-15. The next year, he posted the highest single-season offensive box plus-minus in NBA history. Of the 29 individual seasons in which a player has averaged at least 30 points per 75 possessions, 2015-16 Curry's 66.9 true shooting percentage is the highest by far. It was an unfathomable 12.8 points above the league average. Behind that unprecedented combination of volume and efficiency, Curry secured the only unanimous MVP in league history, and his Warriors set the record for wins in a season with 73. Thompson averaged 22.1 points and shot 42.5% from threes. Draymond Green went for a ridiculously well-rounded 14.0 points, 9.5 rebounds, 7.4 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.4 blocks per game. As a whole, Golden State's offensive rating was 8.1 points better than the league average, giving it the third best relative offensive rating in league history. This was undoubtedly one of the best regular season teams in NBA history. It may not have needed the bulletin board material from before the season, but it certainly didn't hurt. Kobe Bryant's April 2016. It's difficult to compile a list of Kobe's greatest moments. He won 5 titles, scored 81 points in a single game, legendarily stone-faced that Matt Barnes pump fake, and drilled 2 free throws with a torn Achilles. Whatever your favorite might be, it would be difficult to leave his 60-point finale out of the conversation. Lee Jenkins expanded on that performance for Sports Illustrated. The number was both preposterous and predictable. The Achilles tendon had been torn. The rotator cuff had been ravaged. 20 years had abused his body. But it could not steal his soul. Bryant left the way he came, bald head and jutted jaw, craving the rock and hunting the hoop. No one paid $10,000 for a seat to watch him pass. They shelled out for the same reason they always have: to witness a showman who takes the shots others aren't bold enough to attempt or skilled enough to convert. Over the years, there has been plenty of talk about Kobe's 2015-16 teammates doing everything they could to get him the ball. He took 50 shots, while the rest of the team got 35. But what may have really fueled the outburst, beyond Kobe's intangible drive for excellence, was a little load management. From the start of that season through April 3rd, Kobe averaged 28.4 minutes per game. Then, over the 5 outings immediately preceding the 60-pointer, he averaged 23.7 minutes. He played just 19 minutes in his second-to-last game. It doesn't sound like a ton of relief, but for a player with the mileage and injury history of Kobe, that extra rest may have been just what he needed to log 42 minutes and hoist 50 shots against the Utah Jazz on April 13, 2016. Several dates from his career carry significance. That may be the one that symbolizes Kobe best. Draymond's flagrant foul points in 2016. Like the 2014-15 Warriors, the 2015-16 Cleveland Cavaliers deserve the bulk of the credit for their championship. But it's difficult to have a conversation about either without at least acknowledging the theoretical asterisks. Draymond's suspension following Game 4 of the 2016 Finals is a big one. The Warriors, of course, were up 3-1 at that point, but with Green out for Game 5, Cleveland managed to flip the momentum and eventually win the series. There's no way to know how it would have ended without the suspension. Green has few, if any, people to blame for this but himself, though. Some fans may quibble over Green's intent on the kick to Steven Adams' groin, which resulted in a flagrant 2. They might even wish the league had employed more of a spirit of the law approach to his swipe at LeBron James in the finals and found some way to avoid the suspension. But it's hard to explain away his first flagrant of that postseason run when he seemingly wrestled Michael Beasley to the ground on the final possession of a first-round loss. Sure, you might argue that Beasley goaded Green or sold the contact a bit, but there was 1 second on the clock. The Rockets had the ball and were up by 1. There was no good that could have come from that tie-up. All it did was start Green's count of flagrant foul points. Had he not committed that flagrant, there's a chance he would have been available for Game 5, and that could have made a huge difference. Over the course of the series, Golden State was plus 23 with Green on the floor and minus 27 with him off.